Good morning, students. Myself Saboni DHARA, and I'm going to teach you today natural vegetation and types of forest. So, students, today I am going to tell you something about nature. As you can see on the screen, it's so beautiful greenery all over it with the beautiful trees. The bird is also flying very nicely in the sky. So today we will going to start about the natural vegetation. Natural vegetation means what? The nature is known as natural. The things which comes from nature is called as natural. So let's begin. Natural vegetation. We see a variety of plant life in our surroundings. So students, we used to see many plants life which is around us. Say for an example, in your balcony or in your window or on the grill, even you have planted something, correct? So those are called small plants. But the plants which is a very big in size, near to your society, within your society, on the road, in the between of the break of the road, so those are trees. Those are known as trees. So we see a variety of plants in our surroundings every day. So how nice it is to play in a field with green grasses. We used to be very happy and we feel very fresh when we used to play in the green grass, isn't it? So there are also small plants called bushes and shrubs like cactus and flowering plants, etc. So I will going to show you something in the next clip. So before that, we will going to see small plants are bushes and shrubs. So let's start. See, these all are many more plants are there. But we see this kind of a variety of plants life in our surrounding on a day to day. So those are flowers, plants, leaves, small trees, big trees, even some are shrubs and cactus too. So this is what we see. How nice is to play in a field with green grasses, isn't it? We feel very dazzling. We feel very nice about it. So that is why we are very much happy in the garden areas when we used to play with our friends, with our family members, with our brothers and sisters. So as you can see on the screen, everyone is so happy. Why? Because the freshness of the greenery is bouncing in our mind and that reflect in our play. This is what there are also small plants called bushes and shrubs like cactus and flowering plants, etc. So as you can see, students, on the screen, some cactus, small plants and with flower small plants are also been seen in the screen. So those are small plants, bushes, shrubs and even though cactus which have thorns and in which we used to hide ourselves, because if we will plug anything from there, we will get hurt. isn't it, students? So these are small plants. So now, beside there are many tall trees, some with many branches and leaves, like neem, like mango, or some which stands with few leaves such as palm. So as you can students see on the screen, mango tree, neem tree, those are also there. And it is actually very helpful for us. From mango tree, we are getting mangoes to eat. Mangoes are fruits. Isn't it? Have you ate mango, students? Yes, you have ate mango during summer season, correct? And also from mango tree, we are getting a very good wood from which we used to make furniture also. From neem tree, it is very good medicine for our health, for our body. And our elder ones used to use these neem leaves in our daily eatables. So this two and many more plants are trees are very important for us. Let's go. The grasses, shrubs and trees which grow on there without interferences or help from human beings are called natural vegetation. So what do you mean by natural vegetation, students? Natural vegetation means the grasses, the shrubs and the trees which grow on their own. They grow on their own without any interferences, without any disturbance, or without anybody's help from us, that is from human beings. They all are called as what? Natural vegetation. So students, as you can see on the screen, these three images resembling about the natural vegetation. In the first picture, it shows about big grasses like farm area with trees and a clear picture of the sky with the white cotton clouds. On the other hand, in the second picture, it is the picture of a cactus. So this is another form of cactus plants which also found in our country, in our world. Another third picture is resembling about short plants, greenery everywhere. So these all are nothing but natural vegetation. So students, as you can see on the screen, there are three lovely images. The first image is so beautiful. It symbolizes that it gives us shade, it gives us many more things from trees. We are getting oxygen from them, right? And on the other hand, if the greenery is everywhere or around us, we will be healthier. We will not be getting ill so far. So due to varied climatic conditions, and India has a wide range of natural vegetation. As you know, students, we are blessed with monsoon season as compared to other countries. So, due to monsoon season in India, we are getting more greenery as compared to other nations, and due to which we are the supplier of seeds, crops, spices and many more. So, students, what you have learnt till here? That due to the monsoon and a varied condition in India, we are getting greenery everywhere, and moreover our India stood first as compared to other kinds of countries. So we should always take care of these benefits in our surrounding and in our life. So now students, we will go ahead with the next topic, which is called why are forests necessary? So why there is a necessity of a forest? Forest is necessary for us in which cases? So in this particular contrary, we will going to deal with it. See here. So students, what you are looking on the screen, you can see many images. There are 6 images in front of you which are resembling different kind of examples. Say for example, forests are very useful for us. As I said before also, natural vegetation means only forest. So forests are really very useful for us. They perform various functions. Why various functions? Because plants releases oxygen that we breathe and absorb carbon dioxide, which keeps our environment clean and neat, and also it purifies the airs. So the roots of the plants bind the soil and thus they control soil erosion too. So the first 3 points you can see on the image 1, which is of greenery everywhere. This is a real sense of forest which is blessed wherever it is, because it purifies the weather. It also purifies the air which where we inhale. Also it gives us large amount of woods from where we are able to do many more things like making furnitures, many different kinds of a furniture with those woods. Also, it helps to control soil erosion during the production of crops and seeds. So you can see the image 3rd and 4th over there. Those are helping to control soil erosion. Forests provide us with timber for furniture, fuel wood, fodder, medicinal plants like neem, etc., and different kinds of herbs like lac, honey, gum, etc. So these all are very, very useful for us in our daily life, and the forest is helping us. So students, we should always take care of the plants, trees in our surroundings, and we should always take care about it. Not because they are helping us, because they are really very important for our life too. So now the next one. Forests are the natural habitat of wildlife. So as we used to live in our house, because the house where we used to live, it helps and also protect us from sun rays, from monsoon climate, from theft, from crimes. So likewise, the animals also have their home, that is, they used to be there in the forest. Forest is another home for the wildlife. So students, as you can see on the screen, there are so many animals. Even there are many more animals which I have not shown over here on the screen. So the first pic is telling about birds. Even birds, they feel like a home for the forest, in the forest. Like the second picture is of deer and their younger ones. They used to live there and they are very much happy to be in the forest within the greenery. Even though you can see much more different animals on the third and fourth and fifth pic. Even those are the wild animals who's having a habitat to stay and to survive in the forest. So forest is another place for the wildlife as a home, like we used to be there at our home. Natural vegetation has been destroyed to a large extent because of the reckless cutting of the trees. What happened is this: our natural vegetation is getting destroyed. So students, as you can see on the screen, there are three different images, and these three different images resembling some different things, which is actually the conclusion of destroying the natural vegetation. The very first pic, it resembles that it is a dry grasses all over there. In the second picture, it says that it is a deforestation. Deforestation means a cutting down of tall trees from the forest and to cut off the forest. And this has been happened because to build up factories, companies, buildings, and the settlements of the human beings, which is also very bad to see this kind of a thing, because forest is very useful for us, as we have discussed earlier as well. On the third picture, it shows about the dryness of the plants, just because of the climatic conditions and the changes, and also the humans are not taking care of the plants and the trees and tall trees, etc. So because of this, the natural vegetation has been destroyed to a large extent, and because of the cutting of the trees, the climatic changes happens drastically day by day. So now we will go ahead with the many more important thing, which is called the natural vegetation in a sanctuary should mirror as closely as possible the vegetation the animal would naturally be found within its native habitat. So as you know, some of the sanctuaries are also there wherein you all can go ahead and keep the animals which is actually not found nowadays, and you can preserve those lives, because it may happen some of the human activities they used to take revenge, and because of that the animals they are getting deteriorated. So to safeguard that wildlife and also the natural vegetation, we the human beings, they have been created sanctuaries. Sanctuaries are those, it gives the habitual atmosphere for the wildlife, the way they want to live, like in the forest. So that is why it is very much important for us to know about the things. The natural vegetation, the water sources, and the features of the terrain in the sanctuary should enable the wildlife to exist as they do in the wild places. So, sanctuary is the preservation of today's generation of wildlife. So not to extinct those wildlife, we can go ahead and we can also take care of them by creating or by building up different kinds of sanctuaries in our country, in our world. And due to that, our wildlife can be saved by us once again by giving them habitat like that. They want to move, they want to walk, they want to go ahead, they want to live like before in forest. So, students, what we have learned today: forest and the products they provide are universally required for the continuation of human society as we know it. We know this very well. So, to change our society to one that does not depend on the forest and its associated benefits requires such an enormous paradigm shift that we generally do not even consider it worthy of further investigation. So, as per the given situation, therefore, it is imperative that we discover mechanism to manage the forest for all the benefits it can provide in a sustainable manner. So, students, from this we have learned that whatever the natural things we are getting from our natural vegetations, we should take care. We should not waste it, and we should always take care by utilizing max to maximum use and to reduce the wastage as soon as possible. So, as you can see, these all are very much essential. The wood from the forest, from the dry trees, the leaves, the neem leaves, and the different kinds of herbs, whatever we are getting from the forest. And even though the wildlife, which is actually deteriorating nowadays. So, students, what we do? We need to preserve those things because they all are natural and they should be there with us. If we live, they should also live. They should be also alive. So that's why we should plant tree everywhere. We should keep our environment clean. We should love the animals and we should take care of their needs. Few countries have also observed those things and they also have all the answers to all the issues faced. Thus, there exists a real need for the international cooperation. Loss of forest resources transcend national boundaries and they affects the entire planet. Given this, the role of various agencies vitally important in order to minimize any potential downside and to maximize the upside. There are also governments, NGOs, intergovernmental panels, and the like must work more closely in order to resolve the pressing issue facing the forests. So, in many cases, a collaborative approach will provide a solution which is more acceptable to all the parties and more robust than a solution that is developed unilaterally. So, students, with these conclusions, we can conclude that we should always take care of our surroundings. We should not only take care of ourselves but also the plants and the wildlife. And we should preserve them, not only protect but preserve them. Societies around the world are beginning to face up to the reality that as a species man requires forest resources. Both the wood and the non-wood products a sustainably managed forest can provide. As a guidance of those resources, our performances has to date been assembled. It is with a great deal of urgencies that we must turn that record around and ensure that we have sustainably managed forest for the generation that are to follow. Only a long-term global commitment to conserve and sustainable development can reverse the tide of uncontrolled deforestation. And lastly, a sound policy framework is central to this commitment. So students, we have learned about the framework which has to be created and also those policies which is already framed, it should be implemented. So the commitment should not be only for the government but also for the entire world public, entire human being. They should also follow the same, because we all are a part of a nature and we should always take care of it. So students, I hope so you all have got the points about the natural vegetation and the uses of forest. So thank you so much students for listening me, and also for homework you need to revise it thrice and you have to jot down some of the points which will going to include some other researches from internet also. So your homework for today will be to write all the uses of the forest and the importances of the wildlife. So thank you so much for your precious time. Have a great day.